we are going to work on a Honda element. As you guys know, that is my specialty. We're going to be replacing two headlight assemblies, I believe on a first generation Honda element. Don't quote me on that. I can't quite remember exactly which year it is. It doesn't matter. The headlight assemblies are the same. Unless you have an SC, in which case they have slightly different ones. But for the most part, they're all pretty much interchangeable. Should be a pretty easy day, I think. We're just doing the headlight assemblies, and I can't remember if I have another client or not, but I'll walk you guys through it, and we'll see what the day has to offer. Okay, we just got to the client's house. We're gonna get out and get working. I'll show you guys how you take off the front bumper and replace the assemblies. It's pretty straightforward. This is the Honda Element we're working on today. It's a 2006 Honda Element LX with just over 200,000 miles. As you guys can see, the headlights definitely need to be replaced. So do mine. We've got the new headlights right here. So without further ado, we're gonna pop this bad boy off. Taking the bumper off on these things are really easy. You've got a couple snap clips right here, here, and here. You've also got this. I already took this off. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. You take that off. I've got those right there. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the top. And then on the bottom, you've got this little retainer right here, which you can either use a screw to get this off, or it's an 8mm. You're gonna pop that off. And then you're going to have this one right here. Oh, we're gonna go underneath. You're gonna have a 10mm right here. And then there's supposed to be a couple retaining clips, but it looks like they don't have them in here, which is fine. I have replacements for all those. And then there's another 10 right there. So we're gonna pop all that off and go from there. You don't have to remove this because that is that's for the undershield. It does not connect to the actual bumper itself. We just have to disconnect the bumper from the undershield. So, and it looks like this is unfortunately broken. Very, very common on these Honda Elements. All right. Let's get going. All right, we're going to take off these snap clips, like I said. And I find that the best tool to get these things off, like they make tools that pull these little snap clips off here. I find that the best tool is this little mini pry bar thing that I have. I got it off Amazon. I will post a link down in the comments or down in the description below if you guys are curious. But it's the most efficient way of getting these things off without damaging them, I have found. Of course, I do have replacements in case we do damage any of them. And sometimes they're just old and break. But even the tools that are made to like get this off, I've broken these clips, so that's why I prefer to use these now. Stick that up there. Oh, this one's already like loose. Interesting. Didn't even have to pop that one off, it was just kind of sitting there. Pop this one off. Alright. So that's gonna release that. And then we're gonna grab our 10mm. Now, one of the things when you're doing these bottom 10 mils right here is the internal clips like to spin because they get old and rusted. So just be gentle with it. Start it manually, then you can finish it with the electric ratchet. Keep all of our hardware right there so we can keep track of it. Yep, this one, like I said, you guys, it's just spinning inside. I felt it as soon as I put it on there, so we're gonna have to try to figure out a way to keep that bad boy steady. Okay, switch over to the 8mm. That one's not coming off, but it's okay. Should be able to pop this off without that. All right, and then it just slides. Here, I'll show you guys this. It slides into here. There's a little clip in there, right there. So this slides up into that, and then this is held on behind that right there. That is for that 8mm we pulled off, and then that's it. We're just going to do the same to the other side and pull everything off. Get access to the headlight assemblies. Okay. And then I'm going to show you guys right here. This is that clip that's just rusted on there, and you can see it's just spinning. So we're just going to kind of gently rest that right there. It won't break, it'll bend, it's plastic, but the only way to really get that off is to break it or hold this with a pair of vice grips and then try to spin it. But in my experience, the screw usually breaks internally and ruins the whole thing, so I opt now to leave them on there. Okay, now we have the headlight assembly. So the headlight assembly is held on with 3 screws, one here, one here, one on the side here, and then there should be one on the bottom right here. They're all 10 millimeter. We will need an extension to get to them, but again, the retaining, there's like ones here and here. You don't have to mess with those initially. Those are just the bracket that hold it on. We're going to transport it or place it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. We're going to put it on the other ones, but the main ones we need to take off right now are this 10, the bottom 10 right here, not the top one, the bottom one right here, and then right here as well. The first thing we're going to do before we take those off, however, is disconnect the battery from the car, because we're going to be playing with the electronics and we don't want to cause any damage. So we're just going to remove the negative battery terminal and then take this off. And then we're gently going to pick this up and pull it out to reveal the connections right here and here. This is your headlight, this is your blinker. We're going to disconnect these, and then the headlight should just pull out. Boom. There you go. There is a little, this is like wet for some reason. I don't know why that looks like that. We're going to be cleaning that up for sure. You can see here this electrical connection is definitely moist. So we're gonna, I don't know why that looks like that. That's weird. It almost looks like it's like heated up and there's like thermal damage or something. I don't know. Very unusual. Very unusual. You guys can see the difference there between the old and the new one. And all we have to do is see that top bracket right there. We're going to take off the 210 mils and put it onto this one. I'm going to slide off. And then this is our old headlight assembly that we're going to put to the side. And then on the new headlight assembly, it actually didn't come with the clips for the screws right there and right there. So we need to pull that off the old one. Just like so. And it's kind of foolproof. There's little notches here and up there. So we're going to start these by hand. Always start all your bolts and nuts by hand and then finish it with the electric tools so that we don't start it wrong, cross thread it. Got the bracket put on there, pretty straightforward. We need to transplant the light bulb here. So I'm just going to take the bulb here, twist, pull, and as you guys can see, that bulb is still good. This is for the blinker. And all we're going to do, peel that plastic off there, and then slide it in. There's really no way to mess this up. It only goes in one way, just like that. Turn it, locks it, boom, done. The headlight on these are a slightly different story. You're going to peel off that rubber boot, okay? And then you're going to see this is your light assembly right here, and then there's going to be this little metal bar here, and you're going to push down right here, okay? Pull that out and then up, and then that's going to be the locking clip, and then your light bulb will just pull right out. You want to make sure you don't touch the glass on the light bulbs because the oil on your hands can cause premature failure and burnout of the light bulbs themselves. I'm going to remove this boot here to reveal the assembly. And then, like I said, only goes in one way. So kind of hard to mess up. Here we are, just like that. Look the exact same as the other one. And then when you put it back in, you're going to press down this metal bar and get it underneath the retaining clip right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then that will hold your light bulb in place. Reinstall your rubber boot. Keep out dust. And this goes around the bottom of your light bulb like that. Boom, there you go. Now you guys are ready to put this back in the vehicle. And then I've got some electronic cleaner here. We're just gonna be spraying this down, trying to get out of any of that gunk or additional contaminants on the actual headlight assembly. Make sure that we're not putting contaminated parts on the brand new parts. And then we're going to take a little bit of our dielectric grease right here. Make sure these are nice and dry. We're going to give them a minute. And then all I'm going to do is just put a small dollop of dielectric grease on the connection points here and here as well. And that will help keep any water or intrusion out. You don't want to use too much of it, because if you guys use too much, you can attract dust and stuff. So we're literally taking the smallest little dollop there. We're just going to lightly spread that across the electrical connections there and there. You don't need a ton of this stuff, guys. You really don't. All right, we're going to put our headlight assembly back in. There's brace marks on the side here where it slides into place. And you guys should know if it slides into place, because all the holes will line up for the mounting screws. Again, start them by hand, finish them with the ratchet. All I'm going to do now is repeat the same thing on the other side. So something I just noticed on this, you guys, so you see how this one is perfectly straight. No marks, there's no nothing on this side. It wasn't quite lining up, and that's because this has been damaged. See that? See how it's not lining up? So it looks like at some point this car suffered a impact on this left side right here, and now this is not lining up. You can see all the rust marks there. This is not lining up. Not a huge deal, not a massive deal. I'm just going to advise the customer of it and see what they want to do. Okay, we went ahead and advised the customer of it, what was going on. She's aware of it, so we're only going to be putting 2 of the 3 on here, which is okay. I mean, it'll still be tight. It's still going to hold it on there. Plenty good. It's not going to fly off, nothing like that. So, not too bad, not too shabby. My favorite part of doing these. Oh, so nice. Ooh. And now we're just going to put the bumper back on. Very, very easy to get these things back on here. We're just going to put that retaining clip back on the side here. It's going to slide into place. Remember, start them by hand. Look at that. Beautiful. A little piece of dog hair or something. All right, we're gonna check out the rest of the vehicle while we're here, give the customer a full inspection, let them know if we notice or see anything else that their vehicle needs, so that we can help them keep this bad boy on the road for as long as we possibly can. So let's go take a look at the rest of the car. So the first thing I'm noticing are the outer tie rod boots are completely blown.
definitely need to be replaced there. If those need to be replaced, the inner tie rods likely need to be replaced as well. Struts look good. Rotors and pads look good. Getting a little low, nothing too crazy, just something to be aware of. You've got the sway bar links right there. Boots, excuse me, the boots look good. And the sway bar links right there. Boots look good. You've got the ball joint. You've got the ball joint right there. That looks good. CV axle. Boots look good. I'm gonna check for any play. No play in the CV axle. That's nice. Looks like these sway bar bushings could be done. This is an all-wheel drive model, so it's got that main axle going to the rear. We're just gonna grab that. All right, not a ton of play. That's good. That's what we want. Everything looks good over here. Nothing super crazy with the exhaust, the gas tank, anything like that. Let's go check out the other side. Same deal. Same deal. Outer tie rod, boot completely shot. And then sway bar links look good. Ball joint looks good. CV axle looks good. We're gonna check for play real quick. No play in the CV axle. Everything else looks pretty good down here. All right, we're going to check out the rear now. All right, rear tie rods. Rear sway bar links don't look too bad. Rear axles don't look bad. Looks like there's a little bit of debris caught around that CV axle. Nothing crazy. Everything looks good there. Looks like the upper control arm could be replaced. Those look original. For 2006, 20-year-old, upper control arms definitely need to be replaced, and you can kind of see ever so slightly lean on the tire there. Nothing too crazy. Something to be advised of. Everything else under here looks really nice, really clean. Here's that rear diff mount I was telling you guys about. I believe it's been fixed or replaced recently. These rear sway bar bushings have definitely been replaced. Same deal on the other side. CV axle looks good. Upper control arm definitely needs to be done. Rear strut assembly looks good. Sway bar bushings look replaced. Sway bar links look fine. Definitely been replaced. Everything else, well within spec, well within expectation. A little bit of debris on this CV axle as well. Ooh. A lot of movement there. You guys see that? That might be what her clicking is. Very nice, very clean 2006 Honda Element. Found a couple things: upper control arm, rear upper control arms, rear CV axles, minor cosmetic stuff. Nothing crazy. A lot better than most of the Elements I've seen. Not a ton of undercarriage rust, hardly any, quite frankly, even for being like moderately coastal car. Nothing super crazy. Transmission fluid looks like it could be done, taken care of here shortly. But other than that, this car has been upkept beautifully, and I hope to see it on the road for a long time to come. Just wrapped up there. Again, very clean, very nice 2006 Honda Element LX. Very easy to tell if it's the LX or the EX. The EX has the charging port in the back. The LX has the port for it, or like the option for it, but doesn't actually have it. So you can put one in there if you want. Anyways, so we're headed out to another client right now. It's a Mercedes with we're having a big issue with a parasitic draw, trying to track it down. Electrical issues are always an absolute nightmare to try to diagnose. I thought we had it, and it was fine for about a week, and then it died again. So it's an interesting one. It's a very uncommon one. So we're gonna go try to figure it out. At the very least, pop her door open for her. So let's get out there. Let's get cracking. See what's going on. Well, I was just kidding. We didn't actually end up going to that other client. We're going there tomorrow. So thanks for watching this video. If you guys like it, like, share, subscribe. Keep an eye out for my other ones. See you next time.